So, you're impassioned with US presidential politics and thus wish to federally trademark your clever campaign slogan or statement that recites President Biden's or former President Trump's name. Well, under federal trademark laws, you can't do that unless you have that individual's written consent to do so. Under the Federal Trademark Act of 1946, when an applied for trademark consists of a name, portrait, or signature of a particular living individual, or of a deceased president of the United States during the life of his widow, the mark can be registered only with the written consent of the individual, or of the president's widow, respectively. The mere filing of the application, in and of itself, does not constitute such written consent. Thus, if you file an application with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, seeking to receive a trademark registration for a mark that recites a living president's or former president's name, but not including express written consent to do so, a strong likelihood exists that the USPTO will send you a letter refusing registration of that mark, as not permitted by federal law, unless you can provide the written permission of the president or former president, accompanied by his or her signature. For example, of the 44 trademark applications currently on file with the USPTO reciting President Biden's name, only one has been allowed to register, namely application number 40 of the illustrated listing. However, this application, seeking to register the mark Biden President in 2019 during his run for president, was nonetheless initially refused by the USPTO because it recited his last name without indicating his express written permission to do so. However, because then-candidate Joe Biden responded to the refusal by filing a document giving his written permission for the use of his name within that mark, the USPTO ultimately allowed the mark to register. You will note that Biden did not have to be a sitting president in order for the USPTO to refuse the trademark application seeking use of his name. A careful reading of the trademark law indicates that it applies to everyone, thus requiring the permission of you or anyone else whose name is to be included within a federally registered trademark. However, if you were to be elected president and predecease your spouse, then the permission of your widowed spouse is required by the USPTO to federally register any mark reciting your name. In summation, if you wish to file a federal trademark application for the registration of a catchy or clever mark reciting a living president's or former president's name, the USPTO will likely not allow the mark to register unless you provide it with the president's or former president's written permission to use and register that name. Thanks for watching. If you find patent and trademark related stories and tidbits to be interesting, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel.